Are you a crazy cat person? Alleviate your stress. And how to keep your cat calm. I'm a veterinarian with 14 years experience and I've been working in feline only practice in recent years. I care about your cat's health and wellness. Are you a cat parent that's looking for more calm and joy in your life? Are you a vet professional looking to get more creativity and stress relief in your life? Come along and watch with me as to how I'm doing my resin craft.
Join me in my cozy little space. First things first, we need to make sure that your cat is out of the room. They might want to jump up on your desk just like Nico does here, but it can be toxic not only if they contact it, but also the fumes.
I'm acutely aware of the special bond that people have with their cat, and I know that when I get stressed out people coming into the clinic, which is totally understandable. When your cat is sick, you're worried. It can have an impact on your cat. You know, they're so close to us, they pick up on how we're feeling. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to create what I have.
Little things like the cozy fairy lights can really enhance enjoyment of the space. You can see I've got my Let's Resin leveling table because it's really important to have the resin nice and straight, and I've got my spirit level checking all four corners, making sure I've got a really flat surface so I can get a nice result in the end. I've been using the Just Resin brand, the slow cast art cast set. It's a 3:1 ratio. This helps minimize bubbles. Now for the fun part. I obviously am a devout cat lover, and so anything I'm doing with my crafting, when I'm not at work, I still love being involved with animals. So I've bought all these really cute cat molds. You can see I've got the shaker ones, the earrings, the little kitten size ones. And here I've got some Kim wipes. So they're like a type of paper towel, or like a tissue that's not got any lint going to come off. Isocol is your best friend, so the isopropyl alcohol can help you clean the mold, so get any old residue dust off without damaging the molds. It's important to do good preparation for this. It's pretty tedious and wasn't working 100%, so I ended up getting some sticky tape, which can help get some of those old bits of glitter off a bit more effectively. This part does take a while, but it is going to affect the final result, so I do make sure I do this bit properly. Just like in the clinic, we wear personal protective equipment such as gloves and masks, so it's very similar with the resin. It's very important to protect yourself properly from the potentially toxic fumes and getting skin reactions. So here I've got the full breathing mask and the nitrate gloves. And now I'm going to be getting prepared, so I'm making sure that my table's at a good ergonomic height, and then I'm mixing carefully the 3:1 ratio of the part A and B. Just like sometimes our work involves some hard physical tasks, so you might be in a weird position when you're doing a dental on an animal. This is kind of what I'm doing here. I'm in a bit of an awkward position, but I really want to make sure I get the ratio right, because if you do mix it incorrectly, your resin won't set. And obviously when you're doing things in the clinic, we really want to make sure we're working with a living creature, so we're really doing everything right. So I'm used to being quite particular about things, so this really does appeal to me. But obviously it does come without the pressure of, you know, a living creature in front of you. I definitely find this sort of thing quite meditative and relaxing. I'm just on my own in my craft room that I've designed to be my comfortable space, and I've got it set up just how I like it, and I'm making sure to take note of the time here, because with the resin we really need to also mix it properly. I've invested in a automatic mixing machine because I was getting some wrist pain with how long you have to mix it for. So this type of resin requires you to mix it for 3 to 5 minutes initially, and I love it because it's allowed me to then start mixing my colours, which you can see here. I do need to be careful not to put too much of the mica powder and glitter in, because if you get the ratio wrong, again, the resin won't set. You can see me here, the glitter's spilt out, come out a bit too vigorously, so that's why I'm glad I prep it in advance before I actually mix the resin with it, because you obviously can't take the resin out once you've put it in. Then I'm just checking to make sure that all the sides of the silicone cup are getting mixed properly, because if you don't mix the base or the sides, again, you can have problems with the resin setting. Here I've noted that it's been over 3 minutes, so I've sped some of this footage up. And now I'm taking it out, letting it drip, and then mixing the colors. Now that it's properly mixed, it's time to put it in the molds. So the key is to go slowly and make sure that you fill the mold so it gets like a slight dome on it, because as the resin does cure, it will collapse a little bit. So that's one thing I have learnt along the way. It is kind of like vet science. You go to university and learn everything, but there's nothing like doing it, learning on the job. Here's a sped up version. I do have about half an hour between initial mixing to when my resin starts to cure and you can no longer work with it. I'm using the silicone little utensils to try and help it spread in the mold and minimize any air bubbles. Here you can see I'm just allowing it to cure. This type of resin takes about 12 hours under 25 degrees Celsius, which is what Brisbane is most of the time.
I want to alleviate your stress by helping keep you calm, but also give you tips on how to keep your cat calm. What's the best way to get into the vet clinic? One of those ways is going to be having your carrier out in the living room, their favourite sleeping spot, maybe in patch of sun, with their favourite treats in there. And so it's not just always this cue to them that, oh my gosh, something bad's about to happen. My cat Maisie absolutely loves sleeping in her carrier because it's a safe place for her. She's got a positive association with her. When I first got her, she was actually really stressed at the vet, and I've had to give her medication to help with that. Now when she goes there, she's a lot more comfortable. We use numbing cream when we take any blood tests, and recently she had a boarding experience there while I was away, and the nurses and vets absolutely spoiled her, and she really made herself right at home. So it shows you how far you can come with a little bit of positive experiences. I've got worry stones. You can bring it with you in your pocket. It's a discreet thing, and it, just like a cat's purr, has been shown to help soothe us. That sensory tactile contact can actually help with stress relief. Are you a cat lover, crazy cat person like me, but you can't take your cat everywhere because they haven't been trained, or they've got that more anxious type of personality? I've designed these little cat keychains that are supposed to just bring that little bit of joy into life, and you can take your cat with you.